Hi everybody. My name is Amanda Pua Walsh. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Astrology Hub, and I am here today with Adam Sommer because he is one of 23 experts that we are going to be featuring in a very, very special event that is happening next week. It is our third annual Astrology Summit, Astrology Summit 3.0, Raising Consciousness and Deepening Your Spiritual Path. And this is an offering that we've done many falls in a row, so 3 in a row, and it's free. So what we put together some of the leaders in astrology, spirituality, and science to have this conversation with you. And what our aim for this particular summit has been is to really take something that could be, really big and philosophical and interesting, and yet we really did what we could, everything we could, to make sure that it's also grounded and practical and applicable for you in your daily life. So every speaker gives a different tool or practice that you can implement immediately to align with the topic that they have presented. So Adam, you are, tell us a little bit, the talk title that you have done is How to Align with the Cycles of Time for a Better Life. Can you tell us a little bit about your talk and what you cover in it?
So what I'm referring to is synodic cycles. So it's the relationship between a planet, the sun, and our perspective in some sense from the earth, right? And I think it's very important to be able to connect not just with the chart, being able to track transits and everything like this, but also to get outside to visually encounter the planets that you can see. And I think the focus is actually going to be more on Mercury than, say, the other two that I like to talk a lot about, which is Venus and Mars.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
And how do you think the understanding of Mercury's cycles can help people on their spiritual path, or, to help them embody more purpose and fulfillment in their life?
Right. So Mercury, aka Hermes, as the great magi, is in a way the patron saint to this summit, to everything that we're interested in. But I think for anyone who might be tuning in to this is very interested in the idea of how thoughts shape reality. My interest goes deeper into the way language shapes reality and the way that we utilize it. And so by tracking cycles, understanding like when the beginning is, when certain culminations are, what all these phases represent, you can actually, in a way, cast an intention, do some sort of ritual, whatever it is that you're drawn to. And then you have something that not only you can track through a certain time signature. With Mercury, it's around 116 days or something like this, it changes, and see it ebb and flow and come to be. But you can also see it outside, right? Mercury is one of the more challenging planets to see, but you can definitely see Mercury as a morning star and as an evening star. And as we're talking right now, can't see him at all. Mercury is behind the sun. And we were having some technical difficulties doing the Facebook Live, right? And I was saying how I have a few colleagues who talk about the idea that when Mercury is moving really fast, which is happening in the moment, it can be just as tricky as when Mercury is retrograde. And so when Mercury is, crossing behind the sun, and tomorrow, September 20th, is when it's called a superior exterior conjunction. It's like the midpoint of the cycle. Fastest motion, not visible, and very important to understand the context of, well, where was your mind at the beginning? And especially if you were conscious of the idea that you planted in your mind then, like where are you at with it at the moment? It's a phenomenal way of understanding time.
Yes, and I loved your talk. You all are going to love it so much. And what I appreciate the most about it is the opportunity to bring consciousness to these cycles in our life so that we're working with them. As Becca Tarnas, I had her on, and she's one of the other experts that will be featured on this event. But what she was talking about is this dance that we're in with the planets and the planetary archetypes, and how when we are aware of that, we can understand the dynamic between fate and free will much more deeply, and really work with it. So that is one of the things that I took away from your talk is like, wow, if we're just aware that these things are happening, then we can consciously, like you said, plant seeds in the ground at the beginning of a cycle and then track them over time and then watch how these things work in our lives in cycles over and over and over again. So it's brilliant. And I know that you all are going to love it. As part of the event, you will also receive gifts from all of the speakers. And so Adam has offered all of you a gift as well. Adam, do you want to tell them about that gift?
Sure. Yeah, it's a 2-hour class that I did on Mercury Cycles back in, I think it was April of this year. And so it's the overarching philosophy and technical details of how to track this and get the most of it. And then it was also specific to a Mercury cycle that began in Aries back then. So, I mean, that's not entirely relevant anymore, but still the information is definitely there. And what you're saying, hey, Vic.
Hi, Vic. We're just finishing up. We'll be with you in just a second. Vic's another one of our 23 speakers.
Cool. So yeah, it's this class on the Mercury cycles, and like I was talking about with tracking time and the different time signatures that are involved with all the planets. I mean, when you're working with Mercury, you're working with mind. You're working with the idea of, in some sense, incubating an idea. Mm-hmm. And so if you know what, say it is astrology, say there's someone that's watching this for the first time and they know that they want to be a student of astrology. Well, at the beginning of the Mercury cycle, you can ensure that if that is your intention and you know how to track Mercury throughout the chart, throughout the sky, that by the end of it, you'll have a pretty good grasp of the symbols of how to interpret in a basic sense what it is that you're looking at.
Brilliant. Okay, so for those of you who would like to join us, the link to join is in the description above this video. You will get access to all 23 talks starting on Sunday, September 23rd. Every day of the event, 3 or 4 different talks will be released. You'll have 48 hours to watch those talks. You'll also have 48 hours to download those free gifts. If you know that you're going to want to do this at your own leisure and take your time with the content and revisit it over and over, then you will have the opportunity to upgrade with our upgrade package. You'll get more details about that when you register. So that is available to you. If you look at next week and you're like, there's no way I'm going to be able to catch as many as I want. The other thing I just wanted to mention is that even if you can only catch one talk, it will be worth it. Every single talk has a golden nugget in it for you that will serve to inspire and uplift. And it's just amazing. I walked away from every single interview with just so much hope and enthusiasm and a renewed connection with the magic of the universe. So I really, really encourage you to sign up. Hope to see you there. Another part of this event that's new this year is that we're actually doing a live Q&A panel every day with the speakers who are featured that day. So every day, so like Adam is going to be Tuesday. He will be on a panel with Becca Tarnas and Patricia Walsh, and you will be able to ask them questions. So if you watch the talk and you walk away from it going, I didn't quite get that, or I'd love for one of those speakers to go deeper into one of the topics that they bring up, you'll have an opportunity to do that. When you register, you'll get the calendar for the live Q&A, and you can click on it and just add it to your calendar so that it's in your calendar and you don't miss it. You'll also, when you register, you'll also receive emails every day of the event that tells you exactly where to go to access the talks and exactly when the live Q&A panels are going to be, and exactly how to submit questions if you do have questions for that. So we would love to see you there. Adam, is there anything else that you want to leave us with, maybe why you're so excited about being a part of this event?
Why am I so excited? Well, I think it's an amazing group of astrologers. And I think also being that you and I now know each other, supporting you and all of that you are doing, I think that's a beautiful thing as well. And I just like getting the message out there, really. I think my passion for astrology translates through my podcast, through my writing, and it's always an amazing opportunity to get it out to more people because you're attracting different folks and I'm attracting. And so I just thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we have over 10,000 people registered for the event. So it's
That's a lot of people.
a lot of people. I always think about that. Like if 10,000 people were like standing in front of me right now, it'd be like, whoa, that's really a lot.
That's a small stadium.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So we're all going to be together. And that's one of the things Astrology Hub really, one of the gifts of our community is that you get to realize that you're not alone. There's other people out there who are interested in the same things. We love to foster that sense of community. So the live Q&A, the daily live Q&A is really going to serve for that as well. So we hope to see you there. Again, if you haven't registered, the event is entirely free, happening September 23rd through the 29th, and you can register with the link in the description of this video. We'll see you next.
I look forward to it.
All right, Adam, thank you so much.
See you.